High school football in St. Johns County enters Week 8. We're going to talk about those games in 1 second after we recap what happened last week. St. Augustine 10, Nease 0. A couple late scores in the fourth quarter from St. Augustine, and the Jackets still undefeated. Ponte Vedra 36, Menendez 21. Star linebacker Tony Stewart Gimpy after that game twisted an ankle, so his status for the remainder of the season probably a little bit up in the air. He's not going to be 100%, but nonetheless still a guy to watch out for Menendez. St. Joseph 51, Bronson 12. They're back on the winning path at St. Joseph Academy. Bartram Trail, without two of its biggest players, Gabe Johnson and Nathan Peterman, gets a win over Middleburg. Bartram led 24-0 in that game. They wound up winning 31-24. Jared Magnan had a couple big picks in that game to seal the game for the Bears. In the Thursday night game from last week, Vanguard Academy 56, Florida School for the Deaf and Blind 50. And that game went 2 overtimes. What a shootout that was. But the Dragons still cannot shake a 26-game losing skid. And we're jumping ship to this week's games, Week 8, and a couple good ones on the horizon. Clay, they're 4-2. They're going to visit Bartram at 6-1. And Bartram Trail, a chance to clinch no worse than a three-way playoff shootout tiebreaker, if you will, district spot. So Bartram Trail, if it wins this game, more than likely will win the district championship. Clay is going to be one of the toughest teams in that district, and Bartram knows that firsthand. They got beat last year by Clay. So at Bartram tonight, so that should be a good one. St. Joseph going down, making a long trip down to South Florida. St. Joseph 3-3. They visit Woods Haven. Woods Haven 2-4. Creekside going to visit Ponte Vedra. Creekside 2-4. They've won 2 in a row. Ponte Vedra 4-3, and Ponte Vedra will host that game. A good battle of third-year programs. They came in at the same time, so it'll be interesting to see how those two schools are faring. Palatka at Menendez. That is a big one for the Falcons. A win there, and the Falcons are basically in the playoffs. So that's going to be a big one for Menendez. And a bigger question is the health of Tony Stewart. Will he be able to handle the load against Palatka? Palatka much improved. A couple wins this season for the Panthers, who were 0-10 last year. Last but not least, Palm Coast Matanzas goes to St. Augustine. Probably not going to be a close one here. St. Augustine can pretty much wrap up the district championship, or no worse than his district runner-up spot, with a win over Matanzas. And we'll have a better picture of playoff scenarios in Week 9, and that's what we're going to talk about next week after some of these games and these playoff that have playoff implications sort themselves out. I'm Justin Barney, and we'll talk to you next week.